She almost quit YouTube, and now she has over 800,000 subscribers. Meet Angelia more. Her first videos flopped, and she was close to quitting.
Everything on the channel was falling off. Like Clear Foods was like non-existent. Monthly revenue was dropping.
But the breakthrough came from a specific shorts strategy, a brutal thumbnail lesson, and fixing her audience. Today we cover how she went from 10K to 100K real fast.
I go to the field for 2 weeks. I don't have my phone. I come out and then she was at 100,000. I was like, what just happened?
What actually caused the jump to 800,000 subscribers.
So what we decided to do was we decided to do a locked-in period.
And how she turned one viral video into a repeatable format.
When I see creators that don't blow up, these are the things that I see.
What's up, guys? Thanks for coming on the 1 of 10 pod.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
So you reach 800,000 subscribers, which is crazy. And I want to know basically the exact step-by-step that you went from 0 to 800K. So we can go from the beginning, right? What made you start the YouTube channel?
Well, before this, I had an e-commerce brand on TikTok for like 2 years where I was like posting daily content. But I just really hated making sales content because you can get a video to 10 million views, but that does not necessarily equal sales. Like sometimes the sales come from like 100,000 view video that's not as entertaining or fun to make. And then it was like, all right, I hate doing this. Like I'm going to, like jump off a cliff. So I'm just going to go make a YouTube channel instead. And then that's how we kind of got into it. And then he's now full time on the channel. Like he's been supportive the entire time. Like he was in the military and stuff, which was...
Yeah, because at the time it was like I was in the military, she was doing that. And then I just kept encouraging her because I felt like she hated everything about running a business, but she loved the content creation side of it. So I just kept pushing her when she would have the idea of like a YouTube channel. I was like, yeah, just do it. Just do it. Just do it. Like leave this, do it.
Yeah.
And eventually she ended up doing it. And well, now it ended up working out. And now I work full time with her and help her with all the operations side of things / business manager stuff. But yeah.
Yeah. And we've only been posting YouTube videos though for like 2.5 years. So not a long time.
No, exactly. But 2.5 years to 800K subs is really fast. So that's what I really want to understand here. Let's go from the start. I bought the worst reviewed chain products the first video on the channel?
Yeah, that was the first video. I actually went back and we looked at it, and in its first 200 days, it got 4,000 views. So it was a flop. The channel was so dead. Like I mean, of course, the start of any channel is really hard. So I would say like we just picked up momentum over time.
Funnily enough, I was the one that was pushing her. I was like, babe, you know how to make short form content. Why don't you make short form content to promote the long form? She's like, I don't want to do it. Then she ended up doing it. And then,
that's when the channel took off.
Yeah.
So that was the beginnings. Because that's what I want to make it clearer for everyone listening is at the beginning, it's always like that. It's always a long process of learning. So that was your first time doing long form, right? Let's go from the beginning. What was the struggles there?
Mainly here, it was just, I feel like most small YouTubers struggle with it, where it's like, you don't even, like, everyone's trying to tell you so many things to like pay attention to, and you don't know what things are important. So it's like, pick a niche or, like do this or do that. And it's like trying to figure out like what to even focus on. And I think like if I could go back now, I would have just focused on getting out more volume to just get the reps in. But back here, it was mostly just like figuring out, I guess, everything. Like you're learning so much. Like
yeah.
I was about to say too, speaking on the volume part, because Angelia, before she started and she was doing that e-commerce brand, she did that for like 3 years.
Yeah.
Like she was making daily short form content, like sometimes 3 a day.
Yeah, for
like
the business
3
account.
years.
Yeah.
So like she had gotten the reps in enough to at least know baseline what makes a good video. And at that point, once you understand how to make a good video, you just got to extend that onto the long form. So just getting the volume or the reps in, like you said. But if she just would have done that for long form earlier, we would have, maybe fixed some issues that we were running into later.
It's what I always say. People are too perfectionists.
Yeah.
And they end up posting once a month, once every 2 months. And you're missing out on all the data. Like you need the data to optimize. You need to figure out what's the new format that you can then double down, which we're going to talk later. So you did this. It went slow, but then you continued posting more long forms. And then what was your thought process going into those videos?
I would say like it was mostly like it was just looking at like the people I already liked, which is like these thumbnails back here are so inspired by Ryan Trahan. It's not even like funny. Like they're just like rips. Like you don't know how to like copy correctly or take inspiration correctly as a smaller YouTuber. Like you get better at that. But like I would definitely say it was just me trying to Me just it was just throwing stuff at a wall. Like I didn't know what worked. I just knew I liked other people's content, and I didn't know exactly what I liked about it, but I'm just like, I guess taking a lot of inspiration from them in the beginning. That's like mainly what it was.
Like even like showing like the turning YouTubers into their logos. Like we got the idea from somebody that we knew at the time, or inspiration from somebody that we knew at the time and talked to him about it. But
Yeah.
Let's maybe talk about that one, right? How did you come up with that idea? What was the inspiration?
So I had been a fan of Divinity for a very long time, and Divinity makes all of the Photoshop content. And like once again, it goes back. Usually it's about like a personal interest, and then it's like, how can I do this? And then now I'm better at it, but like, how can I do this in my own way? So already a lot of inspiration for Divinity. Then at the same time, this account with almost like no subscribers got like this 100,000 view video, and it was about combining brands' logos together. So before, it was like when I looked at Divinity's content, I saw this professional YouTuber that was very established, that was getting views, and that makes sense. But then I saw someone using a very similar concept that was different, that was just starting out and still getting the views. So I saw that discrepancy. And then it was like, okay, this has a lot. I think at that moment I just realized like content was more supply and demand, where like I'm trying to make a really good product that people already want. And if people are already going to people who maybe like don't have a lot of time in the game, time in like making really good edits or great thumbnails, like they just want the content. They just want like that type of video to watch. And so then it was like, all right, now I know for sure I want to do a Photoshop video. I'd already done one, but I did it more Ryan Trahan coded. So now it was like, I want to make this video. I just lost my train of thought. And then it was like, how can I make this in my own way? And it's like, I'm super, I've been studying YouTubers for months now at this point, right? Because I'm making videos so often. So then it's like, all right, I want to turn YouTubers into their logos. And like, that's kind of how, like, that's actually like, and then as soon as I feel like I clicked, like I just like got it. And then I was like, okay, this is the video I need to make. But this video also did not take off immediately. Like it actually flopped like the first couple days. Like you can see the first 5 days it got 139 views. So like it did nothing. Like same thumbnail pretty much too. Like same title, same thumbnail. So then he pushed me. He was like, hey, you used to be really good at short form content because that's all you did for the e-commerce business. You should make shorts about this. So then I took the video. I took like, I think it took me so long. I think I took like 2 to 3 weeks to make shorts for every segment of the video. And then I posted those on shorts and they flopped and they did awful. And I was like, that's so crazy because I know that this long form's a banger. I know that these shorts are bangers. Like, I need to, like, what's happening? And then I just took those shorts, I posted them on TikTok, blew up. So then that drove traffic into this video. And then the algorithm then picked it up. So it was just like nothing. It wasn't giving the algorithm, I guess, just wasn't giving me a chance just yet, right? Because you're a small creator. They don't have a reason to give you a chance. You don't have anything. So that outside traffic really blew it up.
Yeah, I feel like too with it too. It's like YouTube it's smart. So like when you start a channel and like you don't quite understand what kind of content you want to make or who you're trying to reach, if you just make videos, YouTube's like, I have no idea who to push this to.
Yeah.
But when we gave it outside data of like, hey, these people are who's coming to go watch the video, YouTube's like, oh, okay, let me push it out to these kind of people. And then people start watching it.
Yeah.
And that's why we built 1of10.com, a tool that helps creators like you do the same, but 100 times easier. The tool helps you find viral video ideas already working in your niche. It then analyzes the millions of outliers in the database to help you generate your titles and thumbnails that match your channel. For example, it can create thumbnails in the style of Beluga or even create variations of thumbnails from just a title. And this works in any niche. No more wasting hours brainstorming concepts and designing on Canva. And one creator even used 1of10 to combine a viral idea with a high-performing thumbnail concept. The result? Her most viewed video ever with over 2 million views. And the best part, with code POD20 you'll get 20% off for life. So if you want to grow your channel faster, join thousands of YouTubers and head over to 1of10.com. Now back to the pod. Can we see the I recreated the Mr. Beast logo shorts? Because that ended up getting 10 million views.
So I think what happened was TikTok blew up. Then they all funneled to the long form. And then once the long form started taking off, everything that I had past posted started blowing up, the whole channel. So okay. I think that's pretty much what happened. It was also a long time ago, so I don't like super remember.
No, yeah, of course. Makes sense. Okay, so you do those logos videos, and then you start combining other type of content, like the I combine YouTuber brands and or I spend 24 hours. How are you coming up with those ideas?
Well, okay, so at this time, also huge shout out. When I turned YouTubers into their logos, I had tagged Divinity as my inspiration. I was like, hey, got a lot of inspiration from this creator. He comments, we start talking on Twitter, and he just starts giving me so much game. He did not need to be as nice as he was. Divinity is like one of the greatest creators ever. And he just really started helping me like kind of repackage my ideas and started thinking about content in new ways. And so I feel like I started getting friend groups in the YouTuber space that then started helping me learn faster. And I think that's kind of how the new videos started coming about. But then, Clear Sandwich happened.
Oh, that's super interesting. Yeah, let's talk about that. So, okay, first, how do you come up with that idea?
Okay, wait, actually.
Tell the people.
We might be on the advertisement for every, 1 of 10 videos. It was
you guys got lifetime.
Yeah.
So
I saw that. Killer. It was actually, I can't even take credit for this. Once again, it was Divinity. Like I just had like a friend in the YouTube space that was just so helpful. So Divinity actually was like the one, he found Barry Lewis, who had the outlier that was, I believe Divinity had found it on 1 of 10. But then we were kind of talking about it, and then we were literally just in a call, me, Divinity, and our friend Jonah, who runs Chess Page 1. And pretty much just like spitballing ideas. Like Angelia needs help with ideas. Like let's spitball. Let's like help her out. And then we're going back and forth. And it's like Barry Lewis, huge outlier. And then Divinity is like,
which video from
Barry Lewis? Barry Lewis, clear ketchup. Huge outlier at the time. And then so then we're kind of like we're cooking on that. It's like, okay, how can we kind of spitball and spin this into something? And then it was like keep going, and mainly with Barry Lewis, it's not about necessarily finding one outlier. It's about finding a vein. It's about finding a topic that continuously has outliers underneath it. So every time Barry Lewis makes a clear food or a clear ketchup, a clear taco, it always is an outlier compared to his normal content. So then it's about, okay, like you don't want to just you don't want to just completely rip something, right? You don't want to just take someone's idea.
Yep.
You want to innovate it in some way. So then it's like, all right, Barry Lewis always does like one object. He always does a ketchup, or he always does like I forgot. He does chips or something, right? So how can we just like take the video and make it better and make it more like, I guess, Angelia coded a little bit. So that's then when we like started thinking, okay, let's not just make one item. Let's make like 4 items, and then let's make a sandwich. And then for the thumbnail, then it was like essentially like what other clear things have gone viral before, and then Nile Red, right? So then it's like the Nile Red thumbnail with this clear packaging.
Which Nile Red thumbnail?
It was Aerogel. Yeah, it was a huge outlier for his channel too.
Yeah.
And so then it was like combining all of those things to then make Clear Sandwich.
Beautiful.
Yeah, and most of this stuff again was found on 1 of 10.
Yeah,
Let's go. Link in the description.
Link in the description. Yeah.
All of this was found on 1 of 10, 100%.
Yeah.
Let's go.
And once again, huge shout out to Divinity though, because I can't even really take credit for Clear Sandwich. Like he was literally the mastermind behind that whole idea.
Now talking about it out loud, it's crazy. Most of our early success was because of him.
Divinity.
Eventually, we were able to go and branch and find our own vein of like content and understand like who we are and what makes us separate as a creator. But a lot of it was just like, we were kind of copycats when we started. Like we didn't make most of these ideas ourselves, and then now we're like we had the what was the word we were just talking about? We finally posted enough content to whereas like we had the volume game kind of somewhat figured out, so we were able to go make our own stuff. We got reps.
Yep.
We got reps in.
Yeah,
That's
we got
what it
reps
was.
in.
We were to get reps in. That's what it was. But yeah.
So I'm curious, like we see the 2 thumbnails there. Maybe if you can zoom in a bit. Why did you go with one more than the other, or did you split tests? And how do you come up with those thumbnail composition as well?
Yeah, so this one initially was like I was trying. In the beginning, I really wanted my face in the thumbnails because I hadn't really accomplished that well yet. Like this video only did well because it was connected to a really viral short. So I really hadn't won yet on introducing my face in the thumbnail. So that's why I really wanted, when I first posted Clear Sandwich, to have my face in it. But then it just didn't fit. It didn't sell. And also, like, when you're first becoming a YouTuber, no one cares about you, like, at all. So you're just trying to win on the idea game and the topic game. first, and then you can start having that personal brand. In my opinion, at least.
But even that thumbnail just looks fake compared
Yeah,
to
it didn't look good. This is mostly
true.
AI.
Oh, that's a good point. That's a good point. That looks fake.
It looks fake compared to this one, which is just pretty much a practical. The other one, which is pretty much just all practical, like what's the word?
A photo, just a practical
photo. There
Yeah,
you go.
it's and then I think we did end up changing this thumbnail. Yeah, I think initially we had that first thumbnail on it, and then we changed it, and then it really took off too.
Oh, is that a thumbnail change that made it pop?
I'm pretty sure. Well, it was a combination. So I feel like our channel kind of has like the exact same pattern every time, where the video didn't do super good at first, right? 24 days till it got like 88,000 views. But then we make shorts, and then those shorts do really well. And then also there's usually a thumbnail change in there. Yeah. So it was a mix between the thumbnail change and also we had a clear cheese, which I think is our second biggest short ever. That also popped off.
Yeah. So the clear cheese popped off, and you would have the link to go to this video.
Yeah, I always do a call. So none of our shorts are ever like or like original like content or like original content. It's always clips and cut ups of our long forms. So, but then we have a call to action at the end where it's like, I made this clear cheese, but if you want to see me eat it, then you have to go to the full video. So like you still get the payoff of watching me make it and finally get the final result. But then if you want to watch this extra thing, then go click on the video.
Yeah, it got 41 million views. Wow. So you guys would say that shorts is a good way to link to long forms.
Hell yeah. 100%.
100%.
I love shorts.
Yeah. I mean, not saying that this is the case for all creators, but I feel like if you're trying to be like the largest or the biggest, like it's a requirement to do shorts. You can't just be a long form creator if you want to be like the biggest or the largest. You have to have a balance, you know what I mean? Because I feel like content in general is a volume game now. Yeah. Like people just want to see their favorite creators all the time. That's why like the live streamers are doing so well. They're always in front of the camera. But then you go to TikTok and now you're seeing their clips everywhere. So you're always constantly seeing them. So I feel like you have to have like that kind of good balance if you want to go to a certain level. It's not the case for everybody, but that's my opinion on the matter.
I think that also people don't like shorts because they make their shorts content so much different than the long forms. And it's like, of course, the audience isn't going to like cross-pollinate. Like there's nothing for them to go look at that they're already interested in. So obviously it's not going to work.
Yeah, if you're going to make organic shorts, at least try to make it
in the same vein.
Sense. Yeah. Or like if you're a person that does gaming and then your shorts are about food, it's like, okay,
what am I going to do with that?
What am I supposed to do with that?
Yeah.
But what about the argument of a shorts person really just watches a 60-second and less videos, and then if they see on the long form, they're like, oh, it's too long, they don't click. What would you guys say about that?
I mean, it might be true, but like for what percentage? I mean, shorts are just free audiences. So it's like even if like, you know, you get 100 people to watch, right? Even if 20 of those people actually do enjoy the long form, that's 20 more new viewers to your long form. Like, so it's still a win. Why do you have to capture everyone? Yeah. Why does it have to be everyone?
And that's why I say it's not true too, because if that's the case, YouTube long form creators want to be a thing. Twitch streamers want to be a thing. Like,
clips.
I mean, like clips are kind of what funnels those people to go to those things in the first place. Like,
I've never watched a stream, but I know Kai Cenat. I've seen so many clips. Like, I'm still a fan. I'm a fan that consumes different forms of content from you.
Yeah.
But
and the thumbnail, basically that composition was basically the Nile Red style, but 100%. Remixing your own style, and you saw that working well, and then blew it up. And so you see that.
To be so fair, I totally just ripped the Nile Red. Like there is nothing about me in there except that it's food. Like anyways.
Right. I mean, it's not red; it's white as well. the arrow, but yeah. And you saw that working well, but because at that time, how many subs were you? Could we check the dashboard, the lifetime, old time?
I remember this one specifically. This was like right. Didn't you
just see life count on the right? That one, yeah. And then you put lifetime there.
100,000.
I made this channel when I was a kid.
Oh shit!
Yeah, maybe just a little bit, maybe a little crazy.
You can pretty much see where like a specific thing happened in our channel. And then it was like,
yeah, this is literally the Photoshop videos, clear foods, curse toys, like every wave.
But that's how it is. That's the game of YouTube. Is you find the right format. You don't double down. You triple down, quadruple down, and then that's what we see. Okay, so the first one is the logos, and then after so you're in the 100,000s, and then after some shorts there, I guess. And then after,
Funny story, when she had first got her initial bump was I was in the military still, and I went to go do a field exercise called JRTC. So I had to go to Louisiana. I was in the forest for like 2 weeks, no phone, nothing. And before I left, we had celebrated that she had just hit 10K. We were like, okay, let's go get sushi, 10K. I go to the field for 2 weeks. I don't have my phone. I come out, and then she was at 100,000. I was like, what just happened? I was like, oh my God. I was showing all of the people my unit. I was like, we made it.
We made it, yeah.
that's a sick feeling. Wow, that's
Yeah.
so cool. Well, okay, so
it
you blew
really-
up from 10K to 100K in 2 weeks. Damn.
But also, I feel like it was like positive and a negative, because when it came fast, there were things we just weren't prepared for, I feel like, as a creator. But then we had to adjust and figure out those things, and then we were able to go to that next level.
Do tell about that.
constantly
Well,
learning.
what were you not prepared for?
Well, I would say, at least for us, when we first, like, not the initial part, but like when we got to the Clear Food series, for example, one of the biggest issues we had with the Clear Food series is that at this point, we did not know who we were making content for, or what kind of content we wanted to make. We had a general idea of we wanted to make entertainment content, but like with that Clear Food video, the reason why we had an issue with it is that packaging is not for that audience. That packaging for that thumbnail, all the way up to really just that thumbnail and that idea, the way we got the inspiration from like the Now Reds, like for a more aged up audience that's more education based versus us who was trying to do entertainment. So people would watch the video and they would click on it, but then they wouldn't quite get what they were like, what they would want. They wouldn't stay for like Angelia, if that makes sense, because we packaged it differently.
Yeah, I would say just like with us, like when we saw these big bumps, we just assumed always triple double down, right? Like always go harder. But now, I mean, I guess it's just learning, like, it's just learning curves. Like as you grow as a creator, you just understand like your pitfalls and stuff. But like we doubled down on that, and then we realized we were making it for the totally wrong audience.
Yeah.
Like these were people that would never watch any other thing we post, you know? So it was like, it wasn't even content we wanted to stay in. So it wasn't really worth it, even though it was pulling us views or it was our big blow up, like it wasn't the video for our channel.
Yeah. And I feel like I think Cursed Toys is probably that first video where it was like, okay, this is what we're trying to make, and this is the audience that we're trying to reach.
We're going to get to that in a sec. But first, I want to understand, because you were, let's say, logo rebrand, that's more like design. And then you went into food. So those are like completely different audiences. How do you think you were able to transfer from one to the other?
I would actually say that when we were first making these videos, we weren't thinking about that at all. Like, it was just like, what is the biggest idea? What is an idea we think can pop off? What is an outlier? Like, what do I know can bang? And then that was what we would make. So what we were doing is we kept splintering our audiences. So there are people here for Photoshop. There are people here for Clear Foods. And it wasn't even like food. It was science. Like, they were here for science. And then those people did not commingle at all. Like they did not watch the same videos. So then when I would post new videos or on the channel, like it was either one or the other. Either I could post to Clear Foods and Clear Foods people would come, or I could post to Photoshop people and Photoshop would come. But I was struggling to find that series in between. And in reality, there wasn't really one because they were so opposite. I just needed to pick a lane.
And then you did, you did cake, lunchly, hot dog,
Everything.
pizza.
All the Cursed Foods.
All the Clear Foods.
Yeah, everyone. It got go really fast.
Really fast.
And then, okay, so you turned them out, and then what are you thinking to try out next? How do you go from then the Clear Foods to I bought Cursed Toys from our childhood, which is your most viewed video of all time?
It was, okay, so I feel like I have never really had the problem I feel like some YouTubers struggle with, where they get really in their heads about like, oh my God, like what if this next video I post, like what if it's too different from everything else that I do? Like what if I've never had that problem because I feel like I'm more of an ideas person where it's like, I think this idea could bang. But for me, like going from Clear Foods and being like, okay, I can see that this bucket is clearly dying. I have no other pivots. Like, I mean, I could go back to Photoshop, but I don't want to. Like, I'm not someone that gets super hung up on like having to pivot really fast. So Cursed Toys was like, I don't know. It was just, so first of all, we took the Daryl course. We did Daryl Eves, and that was super helpful because he was the one that made us realize that we had splintered our audience really bad and that we were making two types of content.
Exactly.
And so then it was like, well, what kind of creator do you want to be? Like, do you want to be in the science niche? Do you want to be in Photoshop? Do you want to just be in general entertainment? And it's like, okay, I want to be in general entertainment. Like, that's where we see the brand. Like, we want to do that. And then it's like, okay, how can we make this us? And then it's like looking back, and it's like taking inspiration from like, the Photoshop videos, which they're weird. Like, that's a huge thing about our brand, is that it's always weird. It's always something like, so then cursed, like we saw that word, and then it was like, okay, that's the perfect parallel. Like, and also like I wrote down the exact like how we found curse, like exactly like the thing. Wait, hold on,
Pipeline.
the whole pipeline. Hold on.
Do tell, please show.
Yeah. Okay. So it was kind of a weird. So first of all, when making ideas now, I first and foremost go for like what I just like, because that's the essence. I want the channel to be like, what is our taste, and then go from there first. So it's like, what is the audience? Because I think the audience is very similar to us, which is weirdos. Like, they're weird, they want to see weird shit. So then it's like, okay, then we always have to just follow what we like. So the first inspiration was this creator called Polygon Donut. He makes like cursed reviewing cursed SpongeBob products or cursed Mario products, and these videos were like decent outliers. They were like pretty good. Every time that they would post like a cursed video, it would always do pretty good. So then already there, it's like, all right, I like that. But they're more of like a listicle channel, where it's like they're reviewing anything in existence. They're not actually buying these products. So okay, I like pieces of that, I'll take that. Then it's like Ryan's I Bought Band kids toys, right? So obviously that one's super easy. He buys it. But then a key thing in that is that he had a set in that video. And I was like, I really like that set. But I think I can do it my own way, right? And then it was like Addy Bowley's. He made tested 100 years of kids' toys. So then he had the word cursed in the thumbnail with a doll in it, and then his face. And it was like it was kind of like Ryan, but it was a little different. And then finally, From Our Childhood is kind of just a big trend, but that's from Mac Does It, this creator. So then it was like taking all of that, and it was combining it into like adding our own little twist on it. So then it's like, all right, well, we want a daycare look into our sets, or like, and then I want the thumbnail to have like a daycare look too. And so then it was like all of that combining into I Bought Cursed Kids Toys. So it kind of a lot.
And also, Cursed Toys flopped when we released it.
Oh yeah.
It was one of the worst performing videos on our channel when we first released it.
Yeah.
And it was crazy because we knew when we filmed this video and when we made it, this was our best video. We knew that it was the case. Like, we both knew, like, sometimes, like, when you're, like, as a creator, you just know when you have something that just
definitely
is the next thing. The issue is we had a bad thumbnail. Horrible thumbnail.
Like always. Dude, yes. It's always the theme. It's always the theme.
Yeah. What happened was we posted that thumbnail, and it was the worst performing. I think it was like an 8 or 9 out of 10 on the channel. And it literally took about, I think, 7 days. 7 days of Angelia just like
literally crying.
She was
literally crying.
I was literally encouraging. I was like, babe, we know that this is our best video. It's just a thumbnail. Just keep trying to hit that thumbnail. And then eventually, after 7 days of just thumbnail trying, testing a new thumbnail, testing a new thumbnail, testing a new thumbnail, finally it hit. Oh, was this it?
Yeah, this is it. Here, hold on.
Man, I really thought Ginny was gonna hit.
No, I did too.
I did too.
Yeah, I made this little graphic when it first happened because I felt like such an idiot. So this was the first thumbnail. This was up for 2 days. It looks awful. It just, I used to, when I would make thumbnails, I would spend like 2 seconds on them, like literally like throw it all together. That looks good. So it doesn't even look realistic. I mean, it looks, I think I literally said it looks like
what makes
shit.
it so bad versus what you did, let's say, because I'm sure a lot of people won't see the difference.
Okay, so one, it's oddly lit. Like it's just like, if you look at any professional photo, right? Like lighting is such a big deal. So that's for one huge. I mean, I think I had like roughly edited it. Like I wasn't paying attention to the realism at all. I would say that the word band, I had just ripped it from someone else. Like I didn't really put a lot of thought into that. I mean, the background is just, there's nothing to it. Like, I don't even know why I had the bulletin board like that. There's too many colors. The colors don't really make sense. They're not like cohesive in any way. I would just say overall, I like when our videos look like they're shot by professional photographers. Like that's when I'm like, oh yeah, masterpiece, like cinema, Nice. But like this just looked awful. So then I was experimenting with trying this one, which was another product that we thought was killer in our video because it was creepy, it was spooky, and I had made it a lot more real, but it still flopped. It just wasn't doing good. And then I was like, this is so weird. I'm so close. I feel like there's something, like I'm almost there, but it's just not it. And then final thumbnail. And immediately after I switched this thumbnail, because I didn't do A/B test, I just flipped the thumbnails.
Yeah.
You can immediately see the spike. Like literally, I don't know.
That's the best feeling. Yeah.
It's immediate. And it was so
Really? Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
It was on her birthday too.
It was on my birthday. Yeah. So I was literally crying like because we had also spent a lot more money on this video because we did a full set, 17 different eBay products, which is, that's expensive. These aren't like, anyway, so it was just so much planning and stuff. So
it was low key do or die time for us on the channel. Like everything, like the videos weren't doing as well.
The clear food series was dying off, I was I was so confident, but yeah. So, but the reason I think this thumbnail just banged so hard was one, a lot of things that I feel like looking back now were unintentional. But for instance, there's tension in the background right here, very subtle in this back left corner. It's SpongeBob. That's gonna have the highest TAM. Who doesn't know SpongeBob? The curse, the lighting is like, it's yellow, green, pink, and blue.
The curse is the through line.
Yeah, I mean anyways, yeah. So definitely just like 10 times better. We still struggle with doing this, by the way. We're still struggling.
I did not believe how bad that first thumbnail was. No wonder it didn't pop off. Wow. That was so bad.
Yeah, it was so bad.
And before getting into that, let me tell you about how the 1 of 10 strategy team can help you grow your channel much faster and make more money. Our team has directly worked with over 100 YouTubers to grow their channels by optimizing their content, focusing on the right strategies. So for example, here's a video idea, title, and thumbnail that we crafted for Mike Shake that ended up getting 22 million views and being his most popular video of all time. Another example is the content strategy we built for Callaway, helping him go from 0 to 70,000 subscribers and grow a 6-figure business on top of that. And those are only just 2 of many creators the team has worked with in the past 6 years. So if you're ready to take your channel to the next level in the next 90 days with daily support, video reviews, winning ideas, titles, and thumbnails, and even 2 calls per month to answer all your questions, head over to oneoften.com/strategy to book a call. People say you're 1 video away from blowing up, but sometimes you're 1 thumbnail away from blowing up, which is
it made us really realize how important packaging was, because you could have the best product in the world, but if there's no marketing for it, nobody's gonna nobody's gonna buy that product. So nobody's gonna click on your video if you have bad packaging.
And it so sucks because I feel like it's such common advice, like, oh, thumbnails are so important, but like, thumbnails are so important.
It probably goes.
It's crazy. 7.8 million views.
Like ideas, packaging are like right there.
Yeah.
You can really have like a really bad video, and if the packaging's good enough, you're gonna get a lot of people clicking on the video.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I always say as well, it's never too late. Like there's some videos I've changed after 6 months after upload, and it goes from 100,000 views to 2.1 million views. And then you see that working well. So then you change the thumbnail from a past videos that has similar formats, and an old video of like 2 years prior uploaded, you change that thumbnail and it went from 100K to 300K. So it's never too late, which is crazy to think about.
What was crazy about this video too is outside of the thumbnail team, we got it to about 2 million. And then a short came around and then it just took it to the absolutely next
Oh
level.
shit, again. Oh my god.
Dude, that's literally it's the same thing.
Oh man,
every
that's
time.
so interesting. Yeah, you're making me realize the impact of shorts. I haven't seen many people utilizing it. Oh wow, 36 mil. Damn, that's crazy views.
And this one took a while to take off too.
You just cut and clip and put it? That's it?
No,
Or do you do anything?
we do custom intros.
What are your tricks for shorts then? Because you've got a few at tens of millions of views.
We took a long break from shorts recently, where like I actually feel like I kind of need to go back to the lab to restructure the shorts a lot, because like the newest ones like haven't performed at all, versus like these ones that like really popped off. So like I mean like I could give you tips from this one, but like it was mostly like pretty much treating it like a YouTube intro plus a thumbnail combined. So the shots have to be like nicely formatted, and then the intro has to just be as concise, but also like, I mean, you just have to sell them within that first like 3 seconds. Well, I mean, the first 1 second. So if you just treat it like that and then add the clips after, one piece of advice would be like, when you're making, if you're trying to repurpose your long forms into shorts, look at your long form comments and see where people were already interacting, see where there are already spikes in your content, see what people were already commenting on, and then see if you can't, implement that harder into your short. And like, because that's just going to generate more, interaction. So like for this one, there was a huge part of the Cursed Toys video where people were talking about this one commercial we played, and apparently the commercial was actually tied to a trend that we didn't know about, but it drove so much interaction. But that was like the 13th toy in our video. Like it was late in there. So then for this short, okay, well, I'm going to put that first. Like it drove so much interaction. And then what are all the comments about? Oh my God, is this the song from, oh my God, like, of course. So it's like, you're just trying to, you literally get all of the data points from your long form to then optimize them into a short.
Okay, shorts did really well, but now you're relooking at it. How are you looking at it differently now?
Mostly, I think our problem was that we were, at least me specifically, I was looking at like our short form content as like, oh, this should just bang on shorts, like like YouTube shorts. But what I'm kind of realizing is that if I wanted to really make a perfect piece of short form content, it would actually bang on like where there's more competition. So Instagram and TikTok, because those are only short form content. So if you really wanted like really good content, it would have to perform at a high level there. YouTube Shorts is still very underdeveloped. I mean, it's developing now, like the content's slowly getting better. But I would say that before I didn't have that mindset of like, oh, I need to make content or short form content that would go crazy on TikTok and Instagram.
Yeah, I would also say the game has just changed as well.
It evolves.
Like we made these shorts from like a strategy that was like 2 years old. You know what I mean? And in 2 years, shorts has evolved. So you have to evolve with that time. So now we have to go back through and see what's performing well on shorts, the formats, what people are doing, how are people re-engaging, that sort of thing, and how can we add that into our shorts. So just have to relook at the strategy because ours is just kind of a little outdated.
Going back to I bought cursed toys from our childhood. So at that point, you're pretty optimized. How are you guys doing for production side, right? Like, how are you keeping retention high? Are you like scripting the whole thing? Because you guys have good like chemistry on camera. Are you like scripting the jokes or like what? How is that? What's the production like?
We have sections like
bits.
we have bits sometimes.
bits.
Like maybe we might think of something that's like, okay, let's try to do this so we can set this up. But most of the time, it's just like we set up recording and we go, and that interaction that we have, that's what we're going with.
Yeah.
Like if
Nice.
you a lot of people that ask about us, like the way we interact on camera is how we interact
In person.
Right.
like, we're high school sweethearts. Like
Yeah.
we've known each other since
yeah.
high school. I feel like we're just very childlike when it comes to like how we
Our
interact with
interact.
each other, just because like that's just how it's been since we've been kids. You know what I mean? So
Mm-hmm.
a lot of it is just trying to be as authentic as possible when we are filming our stuff, while still making sure that we have like a general baseline of how the video is going to go, if that makes sense.
And how long does it take to do? Because you guys were so sure for this video that it was going to go so well. How much time was put on this?
Was that like 2 months?
Oh my God.
Oh, what?
No?
No, it was not 2 months.
That one's
4 weeks.
It took us
4 weeks.
No, only because it took
4
us.
weeks.
If we're including the thumbnail stuff too.
4 weeks. 5 weeks. 5 weeks.
The reason I say it took longer is because it was the first time we did something like this.
Hold on. Actually, I also want to preface this because me and Wiki at this time, because once again, everything on the channel was falling off. Like Clear Foods was like, non-existent. Our monthly revenue was dropping. So what we decided to do was do a locked-in period.
Oh yeah.
Hey.
And so
Oh yeah. It was only a
Dude,
month.
it was
Yeah,
only a
I
month.
forgot about
So
that.
it was probably still like the most intense thing we've probably ever done. We woke up every day, did not miss a day. Did not miss a day.
5:20.
Every day, 5:20 a.m., go to the gym, come back, minimum working, have to work, high leverage work, 8 hours a day, 8 to 12 hours every single day,
Yeah.
Monday through Saturday, take 1 day off. And then like, it was just like,
cut out all
everything,
short-form
all
content,
short-form
no
content.
entertainment, only brain nourishing things. Like
Nice,
we
that's
just
amazing.
went kind of Spartan mode with it.
yeah.
Yeah. So that's why it felt like 2 months.
Now that she brought that up, yeah, it was only about a month, but it did feel like 2 months.
It was
yeah.
brutal.
It sucks. It sucks.
But then this came from it, right? Where it was so rigorous.
It's what I always say as well. YouTube, I feel, is one of the places where there's a correlation in time and effort put in and growth, basically. Like, let's say trading stocks or whatever, you could be trading, putting all your hours, but then there's good chance that something happens and everything flops. But here, if you put it in the time, if you keep uploading data, optimize, it'll work out. And you guys proved that with that 1 month. I'm curious, during that time was probably a bit harsh on emotions, I guess. Like how do you continue? Because I talked with that with Yikes as well, and he said as well, over 1 year, he was at a point where he only gained like 5K subs when he was already at hundreds of thousands. There's reasons why he kept going. So you guys, like what made you keep going?
It was one of those things. If we didn't have this pop off, like we were cooked. Like this was our full-time job, and we were not making enough money to sustain ourselves. Like, if we didn't do this, we would have been broke. Like we would have been broke. Like there was no other choice. Like it was either we make a good video or we're broke. That was it. Like it was either we do this or we're done. Like it's either we do this or we're out of the YouTube game. It was just one of those things where it was just like we had to take that time and just
all in.
All right, is this what we want to do?
But I will say though, like that was good for a short period of time. But because it was so intense, it wasn't that sustainable.
It wasn't sustainable.
Yeah,
but now we have found a balance where it's like we still wake up at 5:20, but there's just we have more luxuries and like more balance now to where it is sustainable. And I would say like a big part of that is like knowing how you operate and how you work personally. Like I feel like a lot of people when they work, they're like saying like, oh, I'm not good enough, or I'm doing it like, especially as like creator, because it's just like you versus you all the time, you know? And like I feel like it can get so negative. And I feel like when I just started realizing like the process of creation, like at the end of the day, like we just love doing this. Like this is just fun, you know? So if like we can just always maintain just having fun while also making progress, like it's like the failure is literally the point. Like you're trying to fail. You want to fail as much as possible. Like that's your reps, you know? And so now it's like a lot more sustainable to like, and also like, I mean, after you hit some of those like locked in periods, you're like your, I guess like your threshold, your threshold to like just work longer hours goes up significantly. So like now, like before, like us working like 8 to 10 hours a day, that was hard, you know, during the locked in period.
Yeah.
But now it's like, oh, that's just like casual work day. Like that's not like, it's not nothing.
It's kind of like what she was saying too. It's like almost a lot of people, I feel like when they started, they like watch some sort of entrepreneur, some sort of influencer, and they're like, okay, I'm just going to do what that guy does. I'm going to live his life. And it's like, well, that's not going to be the answer, because that person has forged their life over years of like trying and experimenting and seeing what works, seeing what doesn't work. So we just had to experiment with this thing, see how it worked. It was good, but it wasn't sustainable. So we took pieces from it. We're evolving. And if you would talk to us like a year or two from now, it's going to look completely different than how our process is now. Yeah. But
So you guys wake up at 5:20 a.m. every day?
Because
it sucks.
Bro,
he has to work out.
Yeah, I'm a bodybuilder, but it sucks too because I
yeah.
hate waking up at 5:20. But unironically, we cannot work without waking up at 5:20. It's literally a requirement now.
Yeah,
I hate it.
Locked in for life. Got it.
I hate it. Why did it have to be 5:20? Why couldn't it be like 8 o'clock or something?
Okay, so you had that blow up, and I guess you're now doubling down on that format. You see that working, but this audience you're targeting is now more general, right? Is it more younger as well?
Younger,
younger.
And is that the direction moving forward for the channel? What's the audience you're targeting, and basically what's next in types of content strategy? I'm curious.
I would say that who we're targeting specifically is like probably like chronically online, like 10 probably like within like 3 years up and down. So like 7, 13, maybe older too.
Probably like middle school Angelia.
Yeah, probably middle school me.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So that, and then for the future of the channel, so I would say after we posted Cursed Toys, then we kind of went through this period of time where like we didn't really know exactly why it worked. Like we knew why it worked, but we didn't really like we didn't get granular with it. So then like after Cursed Toys, like it's kind of been like us trying to figure it out. So like I said this in the talk at Vid Summit, but before what we used to do is we used to study our winners and our losers equally, and now we study our winners 10 times harder than we study our losers. So exactly nice. Like when we're digging through like what was so good about Cursed Toys, we're looking at everything, you know, like the intro, the pacing, the like everything. So then it's like, how do we apply that to the new videos? Going forward for us, it's about systematizing the business now. Now it's about like, hey, we can do this like ourselves, but now we want people to help, and like even more so that we have editors, but like even more so like people in person. Like we want to make this like our philosophies and everything like ingrained into like our processes.
And I feel like you'll see it reflected in Cursed Dolls, our most recent video, because I feel like this was probably the first video since Cursed Toys where it was like, okay, we get it now.
Yeah,
like
we
we
understand.
understand why this works and like how we can capitalize on that in the future.
Yeah.
So
'Cause even
why is it working?
mainly because like I would say like there was a couple things, but like the cursed bucket after cursed toys, we did cursed foods, which was like that was like okay, like it's like an okay parallel, but cursed dolls was just toys, dolls, you know, it's just like way more similar. I spent way more time on this thumbnail, so the thumbnail just came out a lot cleaner, I would say. I would just say it was just more of an audience fit, like even the intro, like we really revised the intro a lot more to be more like cursed toys.
But it was almost like since we came off of the clear foods and how much we tapped that one, it seemed like we were almost nervous to double down on like another, I bought a cursed toy or I bought something in the toys niche with buying it. So we were trying to figure out like what is the next thing we could do. So it's like cursed foods or cursed mobile games or cursed this. And it's like, well, okay, like we can do those for experimenting, but like we also need to give the audience what they want, you know what I mean? Which is the cursed toys in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
But how can we do that and still maintain the freshness of it without it, you know, tapping the same way we did with the Clear Food series?
Because your audience is male, female, what percentage you'd say?
It's not mostly female. It's like a mixed one.
It's mostly female, ain't it?
Mostly goddamn.
It used to be pretty split back during the Cursed Toys era, but now it's definitely...
I would say during Clear Foods, it was like 50-50.
Oh.
And then
Right, exactly. That's what
Clear
makes
Toys
sense.
Started skewing.
But then that's why my question, because you did cursed dolls, so I'm assuming it's more towards girls here. Well, it's actually mainly girls, I would think. And so is that what you're targeting then next? Is more like you said, young Angelia type?
I wouldn't say we're gonna like fully double down and just only making content for a female audience. I would say I would like the luxury, I guess, of keeping it
To
around.
have both. Yeah,
like,
of course, yeah.
Yeah. So not super direct.
It was one of those things where we saw Cursed Dolls and we were like, this is a really good video. We
It's a
just
really
need to
good
do it.
Yeah, it's
so it
really
just so happened that it is more female coded in general. But like we are going to make ideas. In our ideal world, we have a 50-50 audience in our ideal world.
Yeah, of course.
And that's why kind of like, you know, one of the reasons I'm in the channel is to bring a more male audience somewhat, you know what I mean? Because it's
true.
Like watching people that look like them. So
because I saw Cursed Mobile Games and it actually did pretty well.
wow.
Damn!
I guess looking back on it makes sense because of the thumbnail.
Oh yeah.
With that thumbnail, that is a character from K-pop Demon Hunters, which I feel like is still a more coded thing. So
100%.
Actually, let's have fun. Let's see the others. I'm curious because it is possible that it's just mothers, and then it's the son looking through the phone of the mother, which is often the case. Actually, like if we look, it is that actually. If you look at the age, 35 to 44, so it is that. Damn, that's a pretty big split.
It makes sense. Yeah.
It does make sense. It's just one of those things.
I assume if I go back to Clear Foods though, that's going to be more of like a 50-50, if not more.
It's because you're not even in the thumbnail, so it's like there's no bias.
Yeah,
towards
there's
it.
more.
That's a more male audience for that one.
Yeah.
That is just a super male coded video in general.
Yeah.
Are you gonna retry some invisible foods?
No.
Put it in there. I mean, I saw you guys. You really enjoyed those foods.
Every time we bring it up, she was like, "Yeah, I'll probably just like rather kill myself."
Yeah. Dude, they tasted really bad.
I know. I saw the.
Oh my god, dude.
The reactions.
Clear pizza. I still cannot like really enjoy pepperoni anymore because I had like. It had to be like 2 pounds of pepperoni, like 3, and I had to boil it. And so the whole house smelled like pepperoni for days. And it was like stuck in my nostrils. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it anymore.
Maybe one last. I made clear cursed foods. You combine it all together and you see what happens.
It's hard too because with like Clear Foods, you're doing an experiment every time. So like not every Clear Food is the same. There's certain things, but like if it's a new food, you got to figure out how to make that clear. You know what I mean? So it's one of those things where it's just like it was cool for a time, but you'll probably never see it again. It's just not
Maybe
sometime in the future if we come back to our roots. But I doubt it.
I guess last question would be what's one piece of advice for someone wanting to blow up on YouTube?
It's not really like a piece of advice, but it's more like an inverse. And I wrote this down. Okay, so it is a piece of advice. Fuck you. It was more like when I see creators that don't blow up, these are the things that I see. And it's that they're not dreaming big enough, they're not working enough, or they're not implementing enough. And if they're not doing those three things, if they're doing those three things, I usually see them not blow up. And like, this is from me, like, cause I mean, I was in all the Discords, you know, I was in the small groups of creators and going from Discord to Discord. And like, I see the patterns of like people that they think they want it, but I don't think they understand why they don't get it.
Let's break it down. So what do you mean by like not dreaming big enough?
Okay, so not dreaming big enough. Obviously, the person that is trying to get to 10 million subscribers and they want to get to $100,000 a month by this time or like 2 years from now, right, is going to outperform the person that, you know, maybe in 2 years might want to make like 2 to 3K a month, right? Because obviously it's a smaller goal. It's even though I think it's good to have realistic like benchmarks getting there, but you have to still dream big or else.
You gotta be a dreamer.
Yeah, because if you know, if you're going for the moon, you land on the stars, you still landed on the goddamn stars, you know, but they're going for like, you know, the house next door. Like, so I would say it's that. I would also say not working enough. I feel like when I talk to creators, they're like, oh, you know, I work like maybe like 2 hours a day, like 2-3 hours. So I'm like, all right.
If you have the ability to do it, you should be working. Like, it's like
if you have the ability,
because of course, if you're working a job or something, you can't do it. You got to, you know, spend the time that you can. But like, what startup have you ever heard of that when they started, they were working like 3 hours a day and then they became Apple? Like, these guys were working 12, 16 hours because the more time you put in, the more it's, you know, it's gonna pan out. But go ahead.
Yeah, and then I would say not implementing enough. I feel like a lot of smaller creators, they don't realize it, but their ego gets in the way of them implementing ideas. Because like when I would still like coming up, Divinity even and Jonah, Chess Page 1, they would tell me things, and in my head I'm thinking, man, I don't think you're right. Like, I think the way I do things is better, but I would still implement it regardless, because if someone has what you want and they're giving you advice, like, once again, if you have a goal, they already have it, then why would you not take their advice? Like, like, of course, not all of it's going to pan out, but it's probably going to pan out more than you, who's never done it before, you know? So like, I would say those are like the three things that if you can just conquer that, if you can solve those, I haven't seen someone that's done all three of those things for a long period of time that hasn't made it.
And then my piece of advice is, if you can, this one's more of like this is harder to do, but I do heavily encourage that you don't do this solo. You grab at least one person that you can trust, that's going to be your day one person, and you guys are doing it together. Because when you guys keep each other accountable, that person can do a part of the business that you can't like focus on. Because creators have it rough. Like, you have to do the creative side of stuff, and you got to manage a business if you get to a certain scale. Versus us, where it's like she's the creative brain, I'm the operations guy. I manage the team and the personnel and all that kind of stuff, and it makes us have the ability to, well, just do more because we have a bigger bandwidth. So like, you'll see a lot of bigger creators, they always have the one person that they're like, oh, this is my day one, this is my right hand man kind of person. So if you can, it's possible. Like, if it is harder, it's one of those things, but just think about it.
And if you can't find that, find a group of friends.
Yeah, find a group of friends. Something you. This is not a solo game. If you want to like be the biggest, it's not. You don't do it by yourself.
100%.
If you listen to Mr. Beast, he talked to people constantly.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Yeah. It wasn't like he did it by himself. He always talked to people. YouTube is not a solo game.
That's how you increase probabilities of success. Basically, is what you said. You got to keep going at it. But if you're just working 2 hours a day, then you're lowering your chances of success. And also, what's one piece of advice of working with your partner, with your couple, as a couple? I'd be curious.
For us, it's the same in our relationship as it is in the business, which is like, we have systems that make sure that we work together very well. So like, even just like in our personal lives, right? Like for cleaning, he does the dishes, I do the laundry. That never changes, but then we always feel equal, right? And so for the systems in our businesses as well, it's the same thing. Like, it's setting things in place so that you always work well together.
Because we pretty much systematized our relationship before we even
knew what systems were too.
But then also at the same time, I would say you should 100% prioritize your relationship over everything. The YouTube stuff is a business, it's secondary. Your relationship is always number one. If you prioritize your relationship over everything else, the other stuff pans out. Because if you start taking, like, if we, for example, get to a point where it's like the business is taking a priority of our relationship, we'll take a step back in order to make sure our relationship thrives. Because I truly believe, and we both truly believe, that like, if we were to separate, I don't think we would ever get to the goal that we have in our brain, just because like we have fundamentally grown up with each other. We have gone through so many things together. We're like, yeah, this is like my other half, you know what I mean? So I will always make sure that I prioritize this relationship before anything else. Nothing else is more important than the relationship, in my opinion.
100%.
But that's kind of what I think you got to think about if you want to work with your partner, is like you got to think relationship first, business second. Like if it's one of those things like we just didn't work out together, I guarantee you I would not be here right now. I would be doing something else. Because and that's okay too. Maybe your relationship isn't one of those things where it's like you guys can work together. You know what I mean? But that doesn't make it doesn't mean that your relationship is bad. Just means you guys aren't compatible in a working environment, and that's okay.
Okay. Do you have any advice for us? You know, any critiques, anything you think we could do better, improve on?
So you want to go entertainment broad, but that is too broad. What is entertainment for you then? Like in what bubble of entertainment would you say you want to do?
Weird entertainment.
Okay, weird entertainment.
Yeah, like a weird spectacle.
Weird spectacle.
Weird
I don't think I would consider this the word spectacle though. You know, spectacle is like Mr. Beast style. You're like
It's more weird experiences.
weird experiences. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Weird experiences. Yeah. So then I would start thinking that like, what's the weirdest thing? But then of course, yeah, look at outliers. Like what are the weirdest food? Basically, I was showing like these two don't look too weird, too disgusting versus let's say this.
Yeah.
Also, what did I say earlier? I was saying websites and yeah. So yeah, I mean, so yeah, you see weirdest food doing pretty well in general. So there's definitely something there. Weirdest snacks. Oh yeah, true. Like the Japanese type stuff is a classic. I feel like who's a creator that does the weird type stuff you have in mind?
Drew. I forgot his last name. He does like weirdest places, weirdest stores.
It's not Drew does,
There you
right?
go.
Oh,
Yeah,
it
Drew
is.
does.
Okay. Oh yeah, he does do weirdest. Interesting, and it is doing well with the word weirdest. But you've never used weirdest.
Never used weirdest.
I feel like we're
Why?
trying to.
Haven't done it. I don't know. It's like
I feel like a lot of people are in that little thing. You know what I mean? I feel like curse is kind of like weird, but different.
our thing.
It's kind of like our thing. So that's how I feel about it, at least. But we definitely are trying to find that new word, I feel like.
Because if he is doing weirdest destination, you guys can be weirdest objects and stuff. Like what would it? I mean, there's probably weirdest Airbnb.
Would you say like of other people you've interviewed, like would you say our channel like is close to someone else? Like as in like maybe like story wise or like I don't even know how to explain it.
Well, so something I'm worried is that you're going too much in the curse, and the curse thing is too much very kids. So you've seen that niche, no? Like let's say Brent Rivera and like I don't know if you know them, Zong. Like these types are like very very for kids, but they would do those types of like cursed toys, and that's what ban toys, cursed Amazon products, and that brings like really kids, really young kids, which I don't think is what you want.
Yeah.
So then if you keep doing those cursed, then that's what you're bringing, which is maybe not what you want long term. So yeah, to your question,
I wonder though, like, because when I see those types of thumbnails, I see like a very over exaggerated, like a lot, like even like Ryan, like he'll do banned kids toys, but it's a very aged up thumbnail, so it feels less like it's for like only a kid has to click on it. So I kind of wonder, like that's kind of what we're debating now, which is like, I guess how we.
But I do agree where it's like I do think curse is like it's cool now
in general too.
But like we want to figure out like what is that new wave, because of course like that's what we're experimenting with right now is like what is something that we are eventually, once curse dies out, like what are we going to pivot to? So I definitely do agree with that.
Yeah, exactly. I would start experimenting other stuff. And if weird is the word, then to figure out what's the angle there. Because weird is a nice niche, I think. I think it makes sense here. Like weirdest science experiments. Ooh.
Yeah, that one's a good one.
Because I remember Hafugo, he did level 1 to 100 science experiments. So you could have weirdest experiments easily. basically. Actually, if we look at the top ones, yeah, science gadgets. That sounds cooler than science experiments, maybe.
Well, thank you so much. We appreciate it. Yeah.
Yeah, welcome. Hopefully, yeah, you guys are on a good path. Keep that 2 weeks uploads, please.
Yes, that's the plan right now. No more traveling for us right now. Just pure lock in at 2 videos a month.
Yeah. Go back to the
go.
grind.
Yep.
Well, guys, thanks for coming on the 1 of 10 podcast.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Always fun to yap.
Yeah.